All right. So this is take two of response to deflating atheism, offending your religion. I just got done with the first one, but I felt like it could have been better, so I'm doing a take two of it. Anyway, so we got this retard deflating atheism who misses the whole point of Kyle Kalinski's response video to Richard Darkman's statement on offending religion. So I'm gonna play the video and critique it. Starting now. Let's see where. Excuse me. Okay, let me just. Okay, we got it. Okay, we got it. Let me just put it up here.
At every opportunity. Okay, so there are really.
Oh wait, hang on. I just want to be clear on that.
If you're seen to criticize Islam, you're often accused of racism, which is absurd. I'm all for offending people's religion. I think it should be offended at every opportunity. Okay, so there are really 2 points there and 2 separate issues to discuss. On one of the issues, I 100% agree with him, and on the other one, I actually think it's a little more nuanced.
Can you, the viewer at home, guess which point it is Kyle is in 100% agreement with?
Dude, I don't even know what that was. I didn't even know what the fuck you said, but you're not funny. I gotta be honest with you. You are not funny. All right. So like, just stop with the lame ass jokes, please. You're making this video cringy as fuck to watch.
So first, let me go to the total agreement. The total agreement is with that last part. He says, I'm all for offending people's religion. I think it should be offended at every opportunity. Yeah, because religion is just a set of beliefs, a doctrine, holy books.
No, religion is not a set of beliefs. Religion is an entire family of belief systems whose characteristics vary drastically throughout the globe.
That are
yeah, that's semantics. I mean, if you're gonna be pedantic about about it like that, I mean, I really don't. I mean, could you actually go with the point?
not actually holy. There's no evidence that they're true. There's no evidence that they're real. There's no logical, rational reason to believe it.
Again, religion is not a belief system to be believed or disbelieved. But if you're going to assert that there's no reason to believe any religion is true, hey, go ahead and prove it. I mean, that's a mighty burden of proof you've strapped to your back. But hey, go ahead and prove that there's no reason to think any religion is true, and I'll seriously be impressed.
Yeah, I don't think you being impressed really has anything to do with it. I mean, all of these religions claim absolute truth about the nature of reality and stuff like that, and where you're going to go when you're when you die, if there's any place or whatever. And I mean, the thing is, like, all of them claim to be true. You know, they can all be right, but they can all be wrong. I mean, we're most atheists with regard to most of the gods humanity has ever believed in. Some of us just go one god further. So, you know, just being skeptical of these claims, I mean, there's nothing unreasonable about that. I mean, the burden of proof's on you if you think that there's one out of thousands of religions that claim to be true, and you haven't really given any evidence of that yet. So
to attack a doctrine is to just attack ideas that are, by their very nature, irrational because it's not based on truth.
No, religion is not by its very nature irrational, because that's not an essential part of how it's defined. And if you're going to claim that there's nothing true in any religion, hey, prove it. Go ahead and be my guest.
It's not based on...
I mean, I don't know. I mean, has there been any, like, supernatural, paranormal claim that has been substantiated with evidence? I mean, these are extraordinary claims that these religions are making, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And absent of that, what do you have? Just like a bullshit story in a book or books.
On science or finding the nature of reality. It's just a bunch of idiots who wrote shit on pages, you know, going back thousands of years.
Yes, the writers of the Bible were idiots because Kyle said so. That's his entire argument. They were the educated men of their day. Some of the writers of the New Testament were steeped in Greek philosophy, but they were idiots just because. That's his argument. Luke the Evangelist was a physician. Sir William...
I mean, dude, it's sort of like what you just said in your, like, little diatribe there. They were the educated man of their day. I mean, they were living in the less literate parts of the Middle East and stuff like that, and they claim to have experiences, you know. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're not subject to scrutiny and criticism or rational criteria. I mean, and most of the people who actually study the Bible accept that there are myths and legends within it. So, like, Adam and Eve, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, fucking Noah, Cain, and all these fucking like characters, you know, they're myths. You know, they're cultural narratives. They're not to be taken seriously. All right. And this has been done with, like, archaeology and other scientific means of figuring out how this stuff actually comes about. Okay, so look at your derpy ass face. It's crazy. Yeah, you actually, the point is, you actually need evidence to actually substantiate this, and shifting it to like the skeptic. I mean, that's just not required. We don't have to provide evidence to be skeptical of the claims we make. We just look to the absence. So
Ramsey famously called him an historian of the first rank, but he...
I don't give a fuck. A lot of them are, like, anonymous anyway, so they're just, like, guessing on whatever they have.
Pull a completely bullshit made...
Hold on.
Nobody should take that seriously.
Sure, pull a completely bullshit made-up definition of religion out of your ass, and then ask why anyone should take that seriously. Good work, bro.
Yeah. Good work, bro. Good work. Be butthurt about him being accurate about something, and then, you know, as a defense, instead of actually provide evidence for a specific claim that you think about religion that you think should be listened or like taken, like, on other people's word, like, you know, just don't do that. Don't actually provide evidence to actually back up your claims that actually help you. No, whine about Kyle and his skepticism. That makes total sense. Good job.
Good work.
And he's right that you should attack it. And at the very least, you should let people know, look, even if you're going to be religious, just keep everything in perspective and just know that that's not, like, it's not scientific. It's not proven. There's over 1,000 religions that exist today. So
what the fuck was that? More like you are so butthurt. Like you're not actually even dealing with it.
even just from a mathematical probability perspective, are you really that special that you happen to be born into the one religion that is true?
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Oh my god, you are such a fucking dork. You are a complete jackass of a dork. I'm not even playing. But okay, you missed just an obvious, reasonable bit of wisdom that Kyle just gave right there. He's saying that there's no problem if you're religious. I mean, if you're religious, I mean, that's fine. That's your business, right? It's just that when you make claims about the real world from the view of your faith, that, you know, these things start to become, you know, questionable. Okay, for example, here's the thing. If I had a friend, right, his name is Frederick, right? Let's say if I know Frederick to be a nice guy just based on my experience. Okay, if he tells me he bought like a dog and a cat at the same time, well, I would likely believe him because, you know, there have been people known to like keep dogs and cats, and it works out well, and they can do all that in the same day in the same length of time. If he says he's been visited by UFOs and stuff like that, on the other hand, I don't care how much I trust him, like how I know him to be like a truthful person. I'm gonna need more evidence than just his word. All right, and you haven't even given any evidence for that. I mean, if you want to be religious, fine. However, like the claims that you make, they still have to be scrutinized if you want me to take it seriously. So, absent of that, you got nothing.
When all the others are bullshit and wrong, but my mommy and daddy were so special, they happened to be right and then pass on the correct religion to me.
You know, not everyone has a religion because they were born into it. Some people are born into one faith, follow their reason, and convert to another. Some people are born to atheist parents, follow their reason, and convert to a faith. Some people are born to atheist parents and grow up to remain to be atheist. Would that, in your mind, invalidate atheism the same way you think religion is invalidated if people grow up to be the same faith as their parents?
No, because atheism is just non-belief in a deity or deities. I mean, like, it's not religion. It's not based on like faith, authority, or tradition. All right. I mean, that's exactly what religion is based on. And see, you know, unlike something like, let's just say, science, which is a convergent model that builds itself on physical evidence and rational criteria and stuff like that. Religion is based on a divergent model. You know, it doesn't converge, it diverges. Like take the example of the rainbow, right? That it was a bridge between Earth and Asgard in the Norse beliefs, or that it was like the promise of a god not to flood the world again. All right, sure, they account for the existence, but they have like no predictive power. Like they're all subjective, anecdotal bullshit. I have no reason to trust any of them. So, you know, absent of actually making a real argument to that, I don't have to actually trust that claim. So, yeah, not the same thing as atheism.
Honestly, it is a childish way of thinking.
Childish? Why are you such a revolting, pompous moron?
Dude, seriously, like, projection much? Projection much? Like, do you have you any self-awareness at all? You haven't actually dealt with the argument. You've just been pissing and moaning about him expressing skepticism towards your religious faith. Who gives a fuck? Fuck your offense.
Totally right. Offend religion all day long, and you're just right to do that because you're just attacking beliefs and ideas that are not based in reality. And even if people say, hey, I use my religion for good, that's great. I'm happy for you. But there are reasons to act good other than because it says so in Mother Goose.
Ooh, Mother Goose. Sick burn, bro.
Or it's in Narnia.
Well,
okay.
Kyle here seems to have taken a page from the Bill Maher School of Debate. Namely, the smirky face wins every argument. So that's it, I guess. Kind of a pointless episode, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. Your entire fucking video was pointless. Okay, in the words of Christopher Hitchens, and I'm gonna Google this just to make sure I'm accurate with it. I don't, I don't like get the quote fucked up. Christopher Hitchens offending quotes. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. It doesn't even matter. Anyway, yeah, it's basically along the lines of, I don't give a fuck if you're offended. Where's your argument, basically? And you haven't really given one. I mean, if you want to be religious, fine. Recognize that you have faith. You don't have an actual claim that could actually be justified or demonstrated with extraordinary evidence. You just have, just an anecdote, a faith claim. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, that doesn't mean you could be like a complete jackass on science or rationality or anything. But if you base criteria on understanding the world through that lens of like faith, the tradition, or authority and shit like that, then it's not to be trusted. Because it has there's no real empirical work into it. There's no rationale. There's no way to falsify any of these claims. I mean, it's just like Bertrand's teapot or the flying spaghetti monster or demons with spiritual warfare. All of these are superstitions and myths and shit, and they ought not to be trusted in light of empirical evidence and rationale to it. So yeah, your video fails, and that's the end of my response. You suck. Seriously, just stop with the YouTube thing. You're terrible. All right, let me get this ugly fuck off my channel screen. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Ow, ow, ow. Hail Satan, and I'm out. Ciao.